Hey guys, I'm wishing you a very warm welcome to today's video. Today I am going to be removing the painted eyelashes around Indiana's eyes. So I've started with this picture here so you can see. I actually think as far as American Girl painted eyelashes go, hers are certainly one of the more tolerable types, and they're pretty even and everything, but I prefer the no painted eyelash look than like non-makeup kind of look, and Indy is kind of my mini me, and I don't really wear makeup, so I guess for that reason as well, but mostly just so that she fits in more with the rest of my dolls and it feels more like she's part of the family. I am going to be removing those today, and then of course at the end I will show the after. So to start off with, I am going to be using masking tape to protect her eyes. Um, some people use painter's tape and other kinds of tape, but this is what I had on hand. I don't know enough about different kinds of tape to say whether I can recommend it. But for me, it worked out well, but I didn't have it pressed on super firm, and I also did not have it on for very long. I think this like whole process took me under an hour, so I didn't have tape on the doll's eyes or skin for a prolonged time. Um, but I did want to go ahead and like tape her eye just to protect her um, from the chemicals that I'll be using. Um, and then I used a set of tweezers to help place the tape. I was very gentle to make sure not to scratch her eye with the tweezers, but use the back of them, which is a little more blunt, to help place the tape, and then just used the sharp side um, just for precision and then later for taking the tape off carefully. For both eyes, I did kind of play around with different shapes and sizes of tape to see what would be best because I wanted it to be small enough that it would fit in the eye, but not too big that it would either get stuck or that I wouldn't be able to use it. Anyways, I can't remember if I showed a close-up in this video, but I am using nail polish remover for this process. So I'm just going through and showing at a normal speed how I do that, and then in a moment I will speed it up so you don't have to watch the entire duration of it. But it's not very complicated of a subject, so um, I just took this detailed or like fine tipped Q-tip and then went and just carefully rubbed where her eyelashes are painted on. You can see that it is uh, slowly being removed. Um, it did take a couple of Q-tips to go through this process and get everything looking, I guess, like nice and clean and to my satisfaction because I wanted it to look neat and well done as if she had not ever come, I guess, with painted eyelashes. So, anyways, now I'm just speeding up the video so you can quickly see. And I did want to mention that some people use acetone, however, that can be harmful to your doll's eyes if you accidentally spill it in. It does work very quickly, but I opted to use a non-acetone nail polish remover and then this fine-tipped Q-tip for extra precision so I wouldn't accidentally be like dripping chemicals um, behind her eye. And then I was also careful after like each section or each um, few marks or if I took a break or anything like that to um, make sure there wasn't like a bunch of chemicals sitting left on her skin. So I'd go and wipe it off. And you can see I'm kind of adjusting the angle of her to help me see down close to the socket where there would be some paint left over. And doing the bottom lashes, at least to a point where I was happy, probably took around 15 minutes for the initial process. And then here is her with her bottom lashes removed. I am still gonna go in and remove the top lashes, but I just kind of wanted to show the halfway. I do think she looks way better, even just removing the bottom lashes, but I wanted to commit to the full process and remove her upper painted eyelashes as well. Okay, so now I'm going in and removing her top lashes. Taping her eyes was much easier for the top lashes because I didn't have to find an exact shape because I wasn't as worried about covering the eyelid as I was about messing up the eyes. Um, but I still covered them pretty well, and I uh made sure to a little more securely like tape her lids down so that they wouldn't come up. And then I went in with my Q-tip and started to rub off her eyelash, but I realized that I was nervous about messing up her eyebrows because I think her eyebrows do look fairly similar to mine and I like them, and also very uninterested at the moment in redrawing eyebrows or anything like that, so I did not in any way, shape, or form want to risk messing up her eyebrows. So, I did take a pause and then go and tape those up. And honestly, I'm so glad I did because then I wasn't worried about them. And a little bit into this, I figured out a good technique, especially in the parts where I wasn't as close to her eye and working on these little details. It was really helpful to lay the Q-tip like flat and rub it, and that um worked really quickly and really efficiently. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if her eyebrows had been exposed because I would have risked smudging those. So, anyways, initially I had thought that the upper lashes would be a lot more time consuming than the lower lashes, but that was actually not the case at all. I think part of the reason is because I was finally starting to get into rhythm and figure it out. Um, but I also think it was in part because the lower lashes, even though they're shorter, which is the reason I thought that they would be quicker, they there's more of them. They go under like nearly the whole eye, whereas the top lashes are only in the like outside corner. Um, and then also I think because the lashes are longer actually on the top, I wasn't as worried. I was able to move quicker because I wasn't constantly like really close to the eye, just being as careful as possible. I haven't actually seen what it looks like if you accidentally spill like acetone in a doll's eye, but I've heard people say like it will melt the eye. So I was just basically doing everything I could to not be in that situation, including not using acetone for one, and then being very careful with tape and with being precise and having a close up look. Um, I also tried to shift her around and zoom in or out periodically to give a few different angles. When it came to her left eye, but the right eye that I'm working on, it was a little more difficult and I kind of had to adjust her, but hopefully it's still a helpful view. I feel like I'm someone who, when I'm filming, I struggle to not put my hands in the way or put something out of focus. That's something I've really been working on when it comes to um like the dressing my dolls video that I did in the past or unboxing videos. So I'm kind of working out the kinks in that. Um, but hopefully, uh, this one is an improvement and that it was a lot more um, helpful, I guess, the angle of everything and visually. And of course, if you're just listening in the background and aren't here for the visuals, that's great too. But I'm kind of want to have this balance for you guys between where it's, I guess, like enjoyable to watch, but also helpful if you want to look at it. So, anyways, I am done now and taking the uh tape off of her. It almost feels like I am waxing her eyebrows, which is funny because I actually put tape on them to keep all of them there, so it's a little ironic. Um, but then I'm just going in and carefully removing the tape from her eyes. I wanted to be careful that the tape didn't catch on the eyelashes or any of that. Um, but actually, I felt it was a total success. So, anyways, here is Miss Indiana with her painted lashes removed, and I'm so happy. Feel free to tell me what you think in the comments below, but I'm so happy and I don't feel one bit of regret at all. I am someone who I like to keep things in like basically mint condition. I don't normally like to make things not how they were from factory, I guess, even though I don't like even if I'm not planning on selling, which I like pretty much never am planning on that. I still just have this tendency to like, oh, like that's how they came. I want to keep them like perfect, quote unquote. But actually, I'm really happy with this. And I think it's been a good project because I have done a, f- a few mild restoration type things in the past. If you've seen my Felicity restoration videos, for instance. But I think upcoming in the future, I'm going to be doing some things like wig swaps, and I think it's good practice for me to uh, get away from that. Like, oh, it has to be exactly original to how it came, and looking forward to that in the future. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Um, My voice maybe sounds a little funny or maybe a little more quiet than normal. I don't know. But I have been a little sick, but I'm trying to be gentle and careful so my voice doesn't sound too scratchy. But with that out of the way, again, thank you for watching. And please, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. And if you're interested in more of my content, feel free to check it out. And if if you'd like to see more in the future, please also consider subscribing, and I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye!